Okay, good to go. Good luck, guys.
Good luck, everyone.
Good luck, everyone.
Good luck, guys.
Revolve.
I last more than one hand in the final table.
Full race, 25. Five.
Your turn.
Rightio, thanks for joining us back here at the final table of the 25k guaranteed six-match championship here on Saturday, a one-day event we decided to bring to you. And what a stacked final table we have. Just let us know in the chat if you can hear us. Oh, it's pretty disappointing. I was here commentating those final two hands that got us to the final table, but just some microphone issue there. It didn't sound like that I was on, but I was going off my rock. Our chairs went flying. It was unbelievable, but hopefully these sound issues are fixed now. Sorry we didn't bring you those last two hands. But here we are on the final table, our six-match championship, and look at Jason Patel, 34% of the chips in play. 1.5 million chips. We can see it's a pretty deep stacked table here at 6K, 12K. Of course, that final table of 7 we have in 6-max due to the fact that we don't want to go 3 players on one table and 4 on the other when we're leading into our final table. So in 6-max, we just have our final table of 7. And what an accomplished group of players we have. Australia, one of Australia's best female players, Nikki Turner. What an amazing string of results she's had in the last 12 months. She's here with 20 big blinds, but let's run you through the rest of the table and I can give you a bit of insight into how they got there. Some unbelievable goings on occurred prior to this final table, but in seat 1, one of Australia's best players. If you ever logged onto our website and decided to play online, you'd see Nathaniel Hutton there every single day of the week, firing in and out. He's in seat 1 with 278,000 chips. Seat 2, it appears to be Price Trevor. Price Trevor takes in a stack of 689,000 chips. Of course, the beneficiary of that last hand where Price raised the button with pocket aces and got the jam from the big blind with Queen 3 suited and turned that hand dead, and that hand propelled Price Trevor into around 700k. We've got him in seat 2. Seat 3, going for dual APT trophies for the week, is Lucho Vargas, a regular around these parts. We see Lucho, every time he gets a break from work, he'll come and flick these events. He's always a force to be reckoned with. Lovely fella is Lucho, and he's in seat 3 with 687,000 chips. Seat 4, Les Whiteside, 285,000 chips. Les, a regular in these mid-stake events. Seat 5, as I said, one of Australia's best female players, Nikki Turner. She's a force to be reckoned with at any final table. And of course, seat 6, the inevitable Jason Patel with 1.5 million chips. I'll go into his story a little bit later. Unbelievable, he's still in this chair. And of course, one of Australia's best poker coach and poker commentator, Corey Van Jaarsveld, with 678,000 chips in seat 7. What a stacked final table we've got for you. $12,500 up top, 7 left. We are in the money. This is our final table. Just get your hearts out in the chat for your pick in the in the Six Max Championship here. And don't forget, we're on Facebook, YouTube and Twitch. All comments come through to me on all those platforms, and it appears by far and away the most support in the chat across these 3 platforms is for Price Trevor.
I don't know if they
And Les just 25 big blinds is good enough for Les to just whack this in versus Lucho. Nice pot for Les early to take him up to 300k. I feel like even though it's a bit of a, you know, this next blind level jump when we go to 816 will be quite big for a few of these players, but we are deep stacked for this stage of the tournament. We thought we'd be having an early-ish night, but that doesn't seem to be the case. We have people tuning in every minute. I'll let the stream numbers build up before I give you the rundown on how Jason Patel obtained these 1.5 million chips. And what about Price Trevor picking up aces with 8 left, that huge pot?
3 raise, 25. 4 fold.
All players in the hyper setting, the beast hyper setting.
Nikki loves to play a lot of
Please
hands.
start making your way back to your tables. All players
Should
in
be
the beast
defending
hyper
this
setting,
nearly
please
always.
make your way back to your tables. Thank you.
Now, we did line up Nathaniel Hutton as a guest commentator tonight, but after he was on his deep run, he's decided to concentrate on this. He got very short, and we thought we'd have Nathaniel in here with us commentating this final table, but he remains alive. This Price Trevor's going to bet a third into this. Les ain't going anywhere with middle pair.
Bender. 5 check.
Interesting spot here for Price. Do we double barrel this? Feels like a good combination to do it with, but no, don't listen to me. And Les will value bet here.
Bet 30.
He played as many hours as Liam did.
3 fold.
Recap the action for you around the room. It's been a really big day here at the penultimate day here at Gold Coast for the APT Championship. Look, this main event flight, 155 runners. They'll be bagging up at 20, I believe. And as I said previously, we are in the money if we do bag those main event flights. Really great change that APT's implemented. It's been really well received. 70 left in that flight. And what about, you know, we've harped on it. We've really harped on it this week, but what about how it's eventuated, announcing 3 ambassadors here for the APT, 3 females, and goodness gracious me, I just went out and had a look at that $120 turbo final table. I believe 5 females and 3 males, including a good supporter of APT and poker all round, Liam Murray's partner Taylor. Liam, I believe, babysitting at home, so Taylor could play this event, and she's at the final table. Jade Mitchell's there as well, so is Lauren Bronte. 7 events the females have taken out here. A third of the events, basically, with about 10% of the numbers for total entries, have taken out about 30% of the trophies. Unbelievable, of course. We brought you that interview with Liz. What an amazing woman she is. What a story. She could write a book, I'd say. Coming out from war-torn Belgium, 80 years old right now. Lost heads up to Dipper in the grind. Final table the grind back in January and a travelling nomad, would you believe? Going in her van from tournament series to series. Amazing story she's got. Nikki just bins the ace-3 on the button there. Don't mind that. Opening it to Jason Patel, who's... Talk about stories. Goodness me. How he got here is unbelievable. Going to let the numbers in the stream build up before I repeat what happened there. I think we'll see a raise here from Corey. It's one of the worst hands we get here with, and that's incoming. Snap in from Jason. Doesn't want a bar of it. We love raising blind v blind with all that type of junk, and Corey takes the 3-4 off to the streets versus Jason. Covered. Love that. No fear there from Corey.
Oh yeah, she was really good. Didn't even get the walk in, and you know, how many takes? How many takes?
I'm going to say one. It's always one. Threefold, fourfold. I was telling everyone anyway. C5 raise 25. 6 fold, 7 call. Call 25.
Braden Jinx here with you, giving the coverage of the Six Max Championship final table. Of course, lots of sport on tonight, some huge AFL and NRL games, and as I just look over the corner of my eye there, into extra time at the A-League Grand Final as well. But don't forget to have that stream up on your phone or iPad or secondary screen if you're watching the sport tonight, tuning in to watch some of Australia's best here. I keep saying that every final table, but some of our greatest pros have really run deep in every event. Corey Van Jazevel being one of them, turning the set here. Not really going to get looked up by too much, I wouldn't have thought, but Lucho Vargas does work full time, but he's just as good as many pros on the tour. He's a force to be reckoned with, and of course Nathaniel Hutton, a regular on the streets of No Limit Hold'em.
Finds out this hand, 8-16.
What about Nathaniel Hutton? Showing a few strings to his bow, an eccentric character. Cashed the 5-game dealer's choice last night, a new event we brought to you from APT. It's Trevor Price. Sorry, apologies, Price. Trevor has decided the Kit Kat there might change his card distribution.
Attention all players in the Gold Coast Championship. We will be playing down to 20 players tonight. 20 players will bag up tonight or receive a min cash of $1,200 paid out tonight. Players will bag up and come back for day 2 tomorrow. We also have
see how Price Trevor proceeds here. Love calling with this hand in this particular spot versus the chip leaders. We've got a flop that he's definitely going to proceed on.
7 check. 3 check. 7 check. 3 debts 50. 7 fold.
A lot of love for Nathaniel Hutton in the chat here. Of course, we're coming to you live on Twitch, Facebook, and YouTube.
Yeah, I'll tell you what I was thinking too.
Now, What about the story of Jason Patel? All in at risk, all in and at risk. And if we take into account the folded cards, had 0.7% equity on Queen, Deuce, 4, club with pocket aces, all in against Ace-6 of clubs. Covered with 12 left. All in on the flop of Queen, Deuce, 4 against Ace-6 of clubs, drawing basically dead. We saw a 2 on the river to give Jason some life, and what about that, sorry, the 2 on the turn to give Jason life, and what about that deuce on the river?
I think so.
If we go back and watch that stream, we'll see an ace was folded as well, so Jason completely dead to running full house cards. What an unbelievable beat that was for Andrew. Stone cold nuts on the flop versus aces, drawing, got his opponent to 0.7% equity. Jason doubled up through that hand. The table went completely wild. The chat, I couldn't even catch up with the comments. And then to bust this final table bubble, all in on a river of ace, queen, jack, XX, with ace, queen versus Andrew's ace, jack. Andrew's going to see Jason in his nightmares after that horrendous beat, flopping the flush and then rivering 2 pair, drawing dead against Jason on the turn. He was our final table bubble boy, an extraordinary, beyond extraordinary turn of events for Jason. Unbelievable. And look at him now, 1.5 million chips. He's going to be very tough to beat.
You raise 32. 3 fold. 4 fold. 5 fold. Thank you. Raise 35. 2 fold. 3 fold. 4 fold. 5 4.
Love bringing you guys the action here. It's been about 95% positive feedback for our coverage with our new skin, our 4-colour deck. How great's that been? A lot of players in the room watching on their phone. Really able to decipher the cards in the deck relatively quickly as Les flops this gut shot straight draw in the small blind versus Corey's open. It's a board we're going to be nearly betting always if we're Corey. Let's see how he proceeds here. I'm trying to get a read off Les to see if this is one of the boards he wants to bet, but can't see Corey not betting. Gonna get a snap call from Les. It's going nowhere. Don't mind betting this combo here and checking back the river depending on the run out. We don't hold a club in our hand. Love this from Corey.
8-bet 55.
The size too just goes a third again. And Les, a non-believer. Is ace high good? Great combo for Corey to double barrel, protect against those flush draws and some very random straight draws that Les might have, and in that case he did. Really well played by Corey, and of course, one of Australia's premier poker coaches. You can find him at Plight Odds Poker Coaching, and you'll see his patch around the room. So clients have had some great results. Would fail to mention Nikki Turner at this final table, going for her second Six Max title at the APT, a previous winner of this event. Looking to double up on victories here, as well as Lucho Vargas won a tournament yesterday as well, the PKO. But Nikki Turner, coached by Mike Maddox. Thought I'd plug both of the premier poker coaches here in Australia, and Corey van Jouweveld, certainly a fellow commentator as well, and it's going to be a force to be reckoned with, with over 800k here. Great final table ahead. Going to see a lot of action out of Lucho Vargas. Don't you worry about that. Very aggressive player and plays on his breaks between work, and certainly makes a lot of final tables for someone that has a full-time job. Of course, someone that's never had a full-time job, Nathaniel Hutton. Poker professional for some time now. Who needs one when you win as much as him online? He's our short stack here. Couldn't wait to get Nathaniel Hutton up in the booth here with me. This was the allotted time we'd have Nathaniel in with us, but unfortunately, due to this final table, won't have Nathaniel in until he busts, so he'll be hoping he doesn't have to come in here, which means he'll have won. Lots of love in the chat here for some different players. You know, we seem to have a myriad of support for one or two certain players at our recent final tables, but a lot of mates in the chat for Price Trevor prior to this final table. Not sure where those blokes have gone, but as we only live in some simulation, as soon as I bring that up, Ace King in +1 for Price Trevor.
Free raise, 32.
And this is going to be a snap jam from Les Whiteside. I can guarantee you that. He's going to put all of these chips in a fist and put them in the middle. The majority of the time we'll be chopping this up once Price Trevor calls this off, and bang, there she goes. Snap call from Price.
Call. C3 call. Showdown.
Players are going to be interested here that
Ace king, ace king.
they'll be looking for a ladder, but Rice smiles around as
Sweaty.
99% of the time we'll be chopping this up. Any free rolls here? No. Ace, the offsuit Ace King is the one with the backdoor flush draw. This will be coming in 2% of the time. We're drawing thin on the turn, and it's going to be a chop always.
I see what you're doing. Very clever.
Love this from you, Krilly. I've got the own story for myself about this. Krilly just letting us know some inside information in relation to Nathaniel and Nikki's journey to this final table. After Nathaniel was all in and at risk with a set for a huge double up, he ended up holding there, and he looked over at Nikki with around 50 left and said, "It's going to be you and me going heads up." And here they are at the final table. Could you imagine? Two of the shorter stacks here, but we all know tournament poker, anything can happen. But imagine calling that in or moaning that in if we are Nathaniel Hutton, as Corey van Jouweveld picks up pocket queens here in the small blind. Thanks for your contribution there, Krilly. I had a similar thing with Dipper on Sunday in the deep stack. We played together for about 14 hours straight, and Dipper looked over to me and We always felt it was inevitable we'd both be running deep. Dipper obviously getting on top of me there, but sometimes you just have that feeling that if you're playing a ton of these hands with a player, it could be you and them running deep on the final table. Nathaniel and Nikki have had that. Got a lot of ground to make up though. So Nathaniel's going to peel nearly always here. It's the wrong four-side heart. Oh, no, sorry, Nathaniel does have the 10 of hearts, but interesting to see how we proceed from Corey. Very well-studied player. What size we go here can still comfortably bet for value.
They bet 40.
Can't fold now for Nathaniel, I don't think. We've got that two-pair draw as well as our gutter. Certainly an interesting spot. As we can see, a lot of Nathaniel's outs have been folded. Interesting to see how Corey proceeds on this river. Nathaniel's range full of a lot of 8x. After he doesn't raise the flop, maybe not as many as we truly think. Corey still comfortably bets his hand for value. Nathaniel cutting out. Seeing what a call would do, how much damage that would do to his stack as he weighs up what Corey could have gone 3 streets with. And that's the top of his range, unfortunately, for Nathaniel. Rocking the sunglasses here, haven't seen a lot of that from Nathaniel Hutton, but makes a very clever fold. Corey ever so slightly creeping up to that huge stack of Jason Patel. We're looking to bring you more of a light-hearted stream. Lots of guests, couple of drinks here on Saturday night at the Sharks. Of course, it was a Southport home game against Frankston Football Club. Of course, Southport play in the VFL, and if you were here after the game, the joint was absolutely pumping. Players everywhere, players and their girlfriends and wives and parents packed the place out after a game. A lot of the Frankston boys I saw here after the football as well, in the bar for a beer.
2 all in.
This Ace King is enough hand for Nathaniel Hutton to send the soldiers to war. Les is going to count out his stack.
260.
Not a hand we'd ever really looking to be call it off here with, but he's going to count out how much damage this is. Goodness. Sorry, I've been wrong so many times this week. That's why I'm in the commentary booth and not playing, but very surprised to see this in, and Les looking to moan in a jack here against Nathaniel Hutton. Spade pitcher on the flop, but not the jack of spades that Les is looking for. It's going to be a jack and a jack only. No jack's been folded. And that'll be it. A huge double for Nathaniel Hutton. Goodness. Little shock there to see Les put that one in.
270, 270, 200, 250, 270.
It looks like it was around a 17 big blind jam from Nathaniel Hutton. And that's going to leave Les with 1.5 big blinds.
Surely not again.
Very interesting to see that one there from Les, and I think he's going to be all in the big blind. If no, sorry, he's under the gun as the A-League Grand Final has concluded, and I'm welcome back here with Harvey Silver in the booth. Harvey.
I did exactly what you were saying. I was watching the game and listening to the stream. So,
Unbelievable finish.
yeah, unbelievable finish. The less said, the better. Congratulations to the Mariners. Victory had it won. The Mariners scored right on 90 minutes to tie it up, and then 2 more in extra time. This is a little surprising. We thought the pace that this was running that it might be over by now, but
Yeah.
it's slowed up a little. Been an interesting watch though.
Certainly has. As I've mentioned, we've got some of Australia's best here.
80.
CVJ, the man they affectionately call CVJ, Corey Van Jazerveld,
Refold.
using this offsuit ace-9 combination as a bluff here, which is going to work versus Nikki. As we're going to have... So let me try and work this out for the viewers. I think once the big blind ante is in, Les will be all in for his big blind after losing that hand versus Nathaniel Hutton. As Nikki laments, she can't do much here. He takes the ace-9 off as a bluff. Little did he know he had Nikki crushed. So, right, so we're going to have 16,000 of Les Whiteside's 22,000 chips in the middle, which is going to leave 6,000 chips left in the big blind, which is less than a small blind. After calling that all in with King Jack suited, Nathaniel Hutton's just one of the last blokes you want to be giving chips to. And now, Price Trevor's seat really hasn't become one where you don't want to be sitting in. Lucho Vargas on the left and Nathaniel Hutton on the right.
8-fold.
As Corey folds ace-9 off there. I mean, it's
C2 raise.
Okay.
32.
work out why that would be.
Probably because he knew Nathaniel had ace-9 suited.
That would explain it.
Fours, 32.
Yeah, this is going to be interesting. Trying to do the math, my math ain't math, and it's around 80k. Because we do take into account that big blind ante when we're all in on our big blind, but it won't matter because Les Whiteside is dead to running hearts.
Lucho hitting the jack, but of course now he's at 96% as the king comes out.
That flop's wrong,
Full bet 30.
so that's not how the cards have
No.
actually come out. It's the
That's
opposite way.
It's the opposite way around, but it's the same 4 cards.
Interesting side pot developing here with Lucho 2 pair and Nathaniel Hutton, of course.
Oh, wow.
Oh, the goodness me. Now, he hasn't gone running aces. There was an ace on the flop and now an ace on the river. I don't think Lucho...
This doesn't look right. Our graphics are all over the place here from the way I'm seeing it. But I'll just let this play out, but it does look like our graphics are sort of all over the place here.
How would you feel if you were Les, knowing you're just drawing completely dead here and having to wait for your fate? as not sure if you can still hear us. We've lost the stream in here. Trying to bring you the action to this hand. Still Braden Jinx in here with you as we've got some type of issue here in the box. Can't bring you the action, but we might have to just cut the commentary while we work our issues out here. We'll be back with you shortly, hopefully. Sorry for the inconvenience. We'll work this out shortly for you.